Good morning to all the parents. Thank you for joining. And I'll just hand over the stage to Kashvi to introduce the great speaker today. Over to you, Kashvi Bache.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the parents, counselors, and students gathered here today. It is a privilege to have with us Mr. Devesh Lathi, a leader deeply committed to making global education accessible to students across the Indian subcontinent. Over the past decade, he has mentored hundreds of students, helping them secure scholarships, financial aid, and opportunities that have shaped their futures. Sir currently leads the Next Genius Foundation, where he continues to strengthen its mission of providing life changing scholarships and guiding talented students across the universities. In addition to his work with the Next Genius Foundation, he has founded FutureWise, a future readiness platform that offers short, high impact programs in areas like robotics, sustainability, and blockchain, helping students develop skills that matter in the real world. We're truly fortunate to have him with us today to share his insights on the CSS profile, a crucial component of the financial aid process for many international universities. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Devesh Lathi. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Kashvi. Over to you, Devesh. Let's not waste more time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Vanna ma'am. Thank you so much, Kashvi, for the kind introduction. I'll share my screen now and we'll get going. So in today's session, I'm going to cover two things. Number one is I'm going to cover the different kinds or different ways of reducing the cost of education, which includes scholarships, financial aid, need-based aid, grants and loans. And then I will take you through the CSS profile. Now, interestingly, CSS profile is just going under annual maintenance right on the time when we are doing this session. But I had filled up the profile and I've taken up pictures. So I'll take you through all of those screenshots and help you understand what are some of the important things that you need to take care of while filling the CSS profile. But to understand and to fill the CSS profile properly, and I'll also tell you about what exactly the CSS profile is and what is the importance of the CSS profile, how can you fill it, who is it for, why do colleges ask for it, and I'll take you through that. But to understand CSS profile nicely, we first need to understand what are the different costs involved when you study abroad. And this session, we are just going to focus a little more on the US because CSS profile is more focused at the American institutions. So when you think of studying abroad, your main costs are your tuition fees, student fees, room and board, which are your direct costs, and indirect costs includes books and supplies, medical insurance, personal expenses, and any other discretionary expenses depending upon your specific needs. For international students, the cost of attendance can go up to $100,000 to study in the US, and that is without any scholarships. Now, a few more terms that you'll hear over the next few minutes is cost of attendance, expected family contribution. Now, what expected family contribution means is when you submit all your financial paperwork, when you submit your CSS profile to colleges, the CSS profile calculates the EFC, or also known as the expected family contribution or estimated family contribution. It can be either of these. It means the same thing. How much can a family afford, or what is the paying capacity, or what is the amount that the family is willing to invest in their child's education. Third term is CSS profile. It's the College Scholarship Services profile, and we'll talk in detail about this in a few minutes. You also need to know about two more important terms, which is need-aware and need-blind admissions. Need-aware universities and need-blind universities. What need-aware means is that when a university says our admissions are need-aware, means they look at your finances before giving you the admission decision, which means if your finances are not up to a certain level, for different universities, it can be different. It can be $40,000, $50,000, whatever it is. We don't know that upfront, but universities can sometimes share that you need to show at least a $60,000 family contribution. I'm just giving some number, $60,000, $40,000 per year of family contribution. And if you are not showing that amount, there are chances that they will decline or deny you. Those are need aware universities. They will take an admission decision on the basis of your need. If you can't pay a certain minimum amount, you will not be admitted. Need blind, on the other hand, are those universities who would take an admission decision without looking at your finances first, which means even if your finances are on the lower end, there are chances that you can get admitted based on your profile. Yeah. Then within the need blind universities will not look at your finances. They will consider you for admissions, uh, uh, and they will not consider your finances. But then within need blind, there are some universities which will meet full demonstrated need, and then there are universities which will not meet your full demonstrated need. What meeting full demonstrated need means is that, let's say this is the total cost of attendance and the family can contribute this portion of it. So this is the demonstrated need. Demonstrated need is the amount that you cannot pay, or that is the gap between between the amount that the family can pay and the total price. Now, some universities might offer some financial aid covering a portion of the demonstrated need, whereas some might cover it completely. The universities which meet full demonstrated need would cover their whole gap. Yeah, we'll talk more about this as we go. See, how is the expected family contribution or estimated family contribution calculated? The CSS profile also uses the same methodology for calculating the EFC. We'll use now the short terms EFC. What's the expected family contribution or estimated family contribution? While you fill the CSS profile, they ask you about your income, assets, expenses. They ask about the parent income and assets separately and students' income and assets separately. Most of the time, Indian students won't have a lot of income in their name, but they might have some assets, but usually it's not a lot in most cases. So it's a while calculating the EFC, it's not like we tell them that this is our EFC. We also tell them that our family can contribute $20,000 per year. But then they will ask you a lot of other questions. How many properties you own? What is your yearly income? What are your expenses? Which city do you live in? Which cars do you own? How many properties do you own? They ask you all of these questions to calculate the EFC. That is the number that the universities look at when they try to judge or gauge a family's uh, a financial or sort of paying capacity, how much a family is planning to pay towards an undergraduate education. Uh, just for you, there is this link that you can visit. Maybe take a screenshot. It's on the College Board website, which will help you find the net price of attending a university. It will ask you some questions and then it will give you like this is the net price or this is the price that you will need to pay when you are planning to attend a certain university. Yeah. It's called as the net price calculator, and you can visit this page to see that. Now, yeah, I was talking a little bit about demonstrated need. Demonstrated need means the cost of attendance minus the family contribution is the need. Cost of attendance, let's say, is $100,000. Family contribution is $40,000. So the need would be 100,000 minus 40,000. So almost $60,000. Now, colleges which meet full demonstrated need would cover that whole $60,000 gap and say that is your financial aid. Now you just need to pay a $40,000 and welcome to the university. The colleges which do not cover full demonstrated need can pay $10,000, $20,000, can award you a $10,000, $20,000 need-based aid and say that you now need to find the remaining amount from somewhere else. Maybe take a loan, maybe reach out to your friends or relatives, but we can only offer you this much need-based financial aid. Yeah. It's important to understand most colleges are need aware. They are need aware for international students, which means they will look at your finances before before offering a scholarship or before offering admissions. Yeah, it's important to know that. And we are talking about American institutions right now. Before I take you to the CSS profile, there are 4 different ways of funding an international education, funding an American education. Number 1 is scholarships. Number 2 is grants. Number 3 is work study. And number 4 are loans. And then there are some other ways in which you can reduce your funding, which includes on-campus and off-campus jobs, summer jobs, and internships. Um, you can also look and opt for cheaper housing, off-campus housing, which can also reduce the cost a little more, because usually on-campus housing, room and board on campus is a little more expensive compared to off-campus housing. And then there is the Next Genius Scholarship Program. I'm going to talk about Next Genius in a few minutes. So what kind of scholarships can you look at? Scholarships are basically merit-based. Merit-based scholarships are offered on the basis of merit, which means it's offered on the basis of how well do you fit in a particular institution. It's offered on the basis of your academic performance, your extracurricular activities, what kind of profile do you have? Is that profile a good fit for that university? Have you participated in creative things, theater, drama, music, dance, etc.? These scholarships, merit-based scholarships, are competitive. The more selective a university or an institution, more difficult will it be to get that merit-based scholarship. These merit-based scholarships are offered by the university that you are applying to. Then there are grants. Grants are there are 3 different kinds of grants. Federal grants, which are offered by the US government, which is limited and only offered to American citizens. There are state grants, which are offered by that specific state, but are only offered to the students and families of that specific state in the US. And then there are institutional grants, which we also called as need-based aid, need-based or financial aid kind of grants. Yeah, those are offered on the basis of the demonstrated need of the family. Merit-based scholarships are offered on the basis of your profile. Need-based scholarships or institutional grants are offered on the basis of your family financial need level. Then there is work study. What work study means is, usually when you get an offer letter from an American university, you will be eligible for work study. Work study, many universities include in an offer letter that, okay, this is your merit-based scholarship, this much is your need-based aid, and this amount is your work study. You can work in the US on campus and sort of earn money, which will be reduced from your total cost of attendance. This amount is usually between $2,000 to $4,000. It's not a lot, but it takes care of your pocket money. It takes care of some expenses. It reduces some financial burden on the family. So definitely opt for work study, opt for sort of this option, and ask the university, is there a work study that I can opt for, because I would love to work on campus, and then they would reduce some fees from your offer letter. And finally, there are limits in how much time you can work on campus and how much money you can earn. Yeah. Loans, there are different kinds of loans. Some loans are offered by the university itself. Some loans are offered by the government. Some loans are offered by banks. You can look at different kinds of loans. Just one example I want to give you is one interesting kind of loan is offered by the Qatar Foundation, QF, where if you are studying in Qatar, if you are studying at one of the American universities in Qatar, like Northwestern in Qatar, Carnegie Mellon, you can apply for loans to the Qatar Foundation. Same way you can go to SBI, Bank of Baroda. All of these banks offer loans at good interest rates to the students. My personal suggestion is, don't take a huge loan. And huge, when I say huge, don't take a loan more than, let's say, 10 lakh for the whole undergraduate degree. Yeah, because then with the interest, that amount keeps on growing, and once a child graduates, once the student graduates, they will graduate with a huge loan on themselves, which we do not want. Unless you're taking a loan for business purposes, unless you're taking a loan because that helps you with your taxes and all, that's a different story. But if you're taking loan to fund your undergraduate education abroad, don't take a big loan. Yeah. Okay. Let's.
Devesh,
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute, please. Let's go back to the previous slide.
Yes.
Can you come to the grants portion once again, please?
Yes. Yes.
Are these applicable to international students?
No.
And if,
Only
yeah, because
only-
yeah,
only the need-based aid, the third one, is applicable to international students. Yeah. So all the
okay.
financial aid or the institutional grants which are offered as financial aid is applicable to international students. But if you are an American citizen, then you can apply for the federal grant by filling the FAFSA, the FAFSA form.
American firms. Even if they are not paying the taxes there, but they have the citizenship, it works.
See, different states will follow different kinds of rules. Some states would say you need to be a taxpayer of this state. The parents need to be a taxpayer to be eligible. Some states would allow a student on just on the basis of the citizenship. So it's quite different, and I think that is something we'll have to look on a case by case basis. Yeah.
And then there is one more question which I often receive from parents and students is that I have US citizenship, but there is nobody working there and paying the taxes there. Will I still receive the I-20 when I get the offer?
See, if you own a if you have a US passport, then I am not sure of that, because that is a
Yeah, we'll have to find it out from the respective
yes.
universities, right? Okay. Thank you. We can proceed.
So let's talk about the different kinds of forms that you will need to look at. The first one is the CSS profile. The CSS profile is what we're going to go through now. CSS profile is used by colleges to offer institutional grants, which means it's used to offer the need-based financial aid, which is offered by the specific institution or the university that you are submitting the CSS profile to. Then there are some other institutional forms. Some universities like Syracuse, I know, has a financial support information form where you need to tell the college that this is our yearly contribution. This is the amount that we can pay towards an undergraduate education. And then you have to you have to send supporting documents, which includes your salary slips or your income tax statements or your assets and sort of, let's say, your FDs or mutual funds or all of those things as well. Yeah. So university can and will ask you for all of those things. Be ready to share that with the university. CSS profile, what is it? How is it used? Why is it used? Who uses it? How to create a CSS profile? How to submit a CSS profile? That's what we're going to cover now. CSS profile, once again, it's used by universities to offer institutional aid, or it's used to identify how much can a family afford, and then the university can use that amount to identify if they want to offer additional financial aid to you. It has got no relation with your merit-based scholarships. Yeah, it looks at the need level of the family. Once you are admitted, how much need you have, financial need you have, that is the information which will be used, which comes through the CSS profile. Once you upload all your numbers, once you submit the CSS profile, the universities will know that, okay, this is what the family has submitted. This is their final amount. This is their EFC. And then based on that, they can offer you full aid or some partial aid. Yeah. Why is it used? Who uses it? Colleges use it. How to create and submit a CSS profile. I'll come to that. I see Diksha's hand raised. Diksha, please feel free to unmute and you can ask your question. We can't hear you. Hello.
Hi, am I
Hi.
audible?
Yes.
Yeah, I just needed to understand that for this CSS profile, now I do have a parent whose child has a good academic record, but they are very particular to apply for institutions which will consider them for need-based financial aid. So how do we go about it? Is it first the admission cycle has to be completed and then we apply for it? Or how do we identify whether this
Yes.
university will consider that child or not?
Okay, so towards the end of the session, I'm going to share a link with you where you can find which institutions offer need-based aid, which institutions use the CSS profile. The one thing right now which I can address is in the Common App, there is a question which says, are you looking for financial aid? Are you looking for need-based financial aid? Say yes in that always. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you should start the conversation. And then later on, as I go through this presentation, you will see that you'll see the list. I'll share the link where you can
Sure,
find
sure.
which are the institutions which use the CSS profile. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So let's get going. CSS profile is available on the student's College Board account. College Board is the same website where you register for your SATs and APs, right? So if you have not taken the SAT, if you have not registered on College Board for SATs or APs, then you can create a fresh account on College Board. It's collegeboard.org, and you can start your CSS profile. Now, uh, when you sort of open the CSS profile, when you go to this link, you will see this page. Click on this link, click on the sign into your fall 26, spring 27 application, which is for current grade 12th students, by the way, because current grade 12th students will finish their 12th in March, April, May 2026, and they will go to college in August 2026. Yeah. So fall 2026 is that time. So this is the application that you need to start. Now, this is what your application page would look like. All students get a College Board FinAid, CB FinAid ID. This is mine. So I filled up this profile yesterday, and this is what my dashboard looks like. In my dashboard, then I added one university, and you can add as many as you would like. Yeah, I added Northwestern just to show you the experience of what it would look like. Now, within the CSS profile, there are 18 sections, 18 sections. And it's important to know that this is a very dynamic uh, application. When I say dynamic, it means that depending upon how you answered the previous question, it will update the next question. For example, if I said I own 5 businesses, it will ask you about all 5 businesses in detail. If you say I own 5 properties, 3 properties, it will then ask you to add all of those 3 properties and their details. Yeah. So it's a dynamic application. It asks you about your house, about your parent details, parent incomes, assets, employment, household summary, student assets, any special circumstances that you want to include or add. And then there are supplemental questions. And now we'll go through all of these one by one, and let's see how we take it. So CSS profile is an application for institutional financial aid. See, the phrase institutional financial aid means what is the aid or the need-based aid or the financial aid that the specific institution or the college is offering you. Hundreds of colleges use the CSS profile to offer need-based aid to the students. It is dynamic and is based on the answers you provide, which means they only ask you the questions which are relevant for you. While you are filling the profile, they'll ask you about the basic information about your school. They'll ask you about your family. They'll ask you about your income and assets, students' income and asset, and parent income and assets. They'll also provide, in the end, they'll provide you with a section where you can add special circumstances or anything that you want to convey to them, which can be, let's say things like having a family member which requires more medical assistance, having elderly parents, elderly grandparents, having a big financial loss in a previous year, having sort of, let's say, if your income is going to increase in the subsequent years, you can also mention that, because if you're expecting a promotion, if you're expecting a big contract, some of those things can be added in the final section. What all you need to be ready with while you're filling the form? Be ready with your tax statements, your bank statements, your salary slips. If you are employed, be ready with your assets information, mutual funds, FDs, gold, etc. How many properties, property related information, your business related information. If you have partners in business, you will need to talk about that aspect as well. All of those things should be ready before you start filling the profile. So now, first, let me take you through these three sections. Getting started, parental relationships, whether they are married or sort of divorced, about the residences. Very okay. In the first section, these three are pretty simple, pretty basic and straightforward sections. Getting started, it'll ask you about the name of the student, the country, the date of birth, just some general information which you can fill. In the parent information section, it will ask you about the marital relation, marital status of your parents, and whether they are both living together, whether they are both living in the same house. Some of these questions, simple, straightforward things that you would know. They will ask you about your residence. Where do you stay? Do you live in your own house? Do you live in your grandparents' house? Some of those things. One tip over here, the first tip from my side is, when a property is owned by your grandparents, child's grandparents, which means parents, do not say that you own the property. It will sort of change the numbers for you. If you are living in your grandparents' property, and it is still not in your name, if it's not in your name, say that you live with others, and that you say that you live with your parents. I'm talking about mom and dad. Mom and dad, if you are living with the grandparents, tell them that you are still living with the grandparents and that you do not own the house. So that is one tip for you to know. I see one hand raised up, but let me just go through some of this, and then let me take the questions a little bit later. One more tip. The second tip from my side is, and this is very critical, very important, is which currency are you going to use to fill the form in? Are you going to submit all information, all numbers or values in rupees, INR, or dollars, or pounds, or Qatari dirham, or whichever currency you are using? Use the same currency throughout. It's so critical. One of our students a couple of years ago said in this section that they're going to use US dollars to fill the form. But then while they were filling, and while the parent was filling, let's say, they added all the numbers in rupees, which just threw off all the calculation. What happened was, because it doesn't ask you currency at every question. This is the only place it will ask you currency. And now in the next section, let's say when they ask you about income, instead of saying my family income is 10 lakh rupees, it became 10 lakh or $1 million. And it completely messed up the whole calculation, because then the college thought that, oh, this family has 1 million annual income. Why do they need a scholarship? Those kind of things, right? So it's so critical, so important to fill the right numbers and the right currency. And in the next section, you will see that this, while in India we use the lakhs and crores system, where we put a comma after every two digits, right? 1 lakh is 100000000. But then in the US, they use the millions and billion system. So it's possible that sometimes you make a mistake of adding an extra zero, which is also something you should be careful of. Yeah. Let's talk about the current education, and about the information about your school and all. So the first question is about which grade is the child in. So I filled it for myself. So you'll see Devesh everywhere. So which grade is the child in? So I'm in grade 12th right now. Amount. Now I said that I go to a private high school. Amount I received in scholarships for the school. I did not receive a scholarship to attend the school. So I say zero. Amount my mom and dad paid towards my education in 2025-2026. in all of these questions, first of all, you will see boxes like these, yellow, creamish boxes like these. It is so important to review and read those boxes because it contains everything that you need to know. It's very, very helpful. So read through these boxes because it will clarify all your doubts. I mean, if you go through those boxes, I won't be needed to present a session like this because it contains very, very elaborate information. Now, how much money my parents paid for my education 2025-26? So this much, 5 lakh rupees, because I said, see, it's not asking me for currency now. At the bottom of the screen, you are seeing 5 lakh or 500,000. Now we'll talk in both terms, and it's better to talk in the 100,000 terms instead of 5 lakh terms, because that's how the figures will show up over here. So my parents, let's say, paid 5 lakh rupees towards my education. Rupees, not dollars, because it's not asking for currency. The currency is something they asked earlier. The next part is about, the next section asks me to add colleges, and you can use the CSS profile, CSS code number. I'll share the CSS code numbers of all these colleges. There is a link where you can find those numbers, or you can simply search here using the college name. So when you add and when you enter and sort of add, you can search Northwestern, Harvard, UPenn, Princeton, etc. over here. Yeah, and then you can add those colleges. So it will show up like this at the in your my colleges section on College Board account on your CSS profile. Okay, now this is a little elaborate. This is a little longer section where we fill the details about our parents, income, employment, and housing status. This section will take you the longest to fill. Uh, First part is so it asks you about uh, your parents' education details, their names, date of birth, and education. Whether you have pursued till what level have you studied? Do you have a college degree? It asks you for both mom and dad. And uh, I mean, you can add your parents, parent one, parent two, parent one can be your mom or dad, whichever way. Those are some customizations which are possible that you can do easily on the CSS profile. Now, once you add the details of your parents, then it asks you about did you file a federal tax in 2024? Federal is like the center government tax, like we fill the ITR. So yes, we filled my parents, mom and dad, they filed and they completed the ITR for 2024. Uh, what type of return did you file? We are not Indian US citizens, so I'll say other non-US tax return. Yeah. Now it's asking me about my parent income. Yeah. How much did my dad earn from work? Include everything, include salaries, wages, commissions, uh, uh, business income, etc. Yeah, include all taxes plus tax in exempt income. So this is like your overall income before taxes. It's the full amount that you see as your income before the taxes. So I said 2 million rupees or 20 lakh rupees is what I mentioned over here. Now it will ask me for the breakdown. How much did you earn as salary or as compensation, including wages, bonuses, etc. So that's part one. Interest income. How much interest did you earn through deposits, FDs, etc. How much dividends did you earn? So they are now asking you for all the breakdown. How much did you earn through the businesses and partnerships? How much did you earn from renting out your real estate, or how much did you earn through royalties or trusts, etc., or from your farms? See, something to take care of is the first amount that you filled for mom and dad. Let's say it's 50 lakh. Now the next few sections should add up to 50 lakh rupees roughly. Yeah. Otherwise, if it's very off, then it would mean that there is some calculation mistake that you have done somewhere. Yeah. Then they ask you about other taxable income that you would have received, like pensions, annuities, unemployment compensation that some families might receive from the government, alimony, etc. Uh, uh, Pension, annuity, and the retirement distribution received, which is not reported elsewhere. Basically, they're asking more and more questions just to ensure that everything is being covered. Yeah. Uh, so ensure that you are filling this section properly. Uh, uh, then they're asking about what are the taxes that what is the TDS that is deducted, let's say, from your salary, the employer deducts some taxes. When you receive an income, the TDS is deducted. So what are all those TDS deducted? Uh, um, it can mean other things as well. It can mean income tax deducted by the employer. There is another term like TDS, which I'm forgetting right now. But what are some of the taxes which are deducted before you receive your payments? Uh, okay. Then, what are some of the benefits that you received? Let's say sometimes employer pay for your housing, sometimes they pay for your additional, you know, uh, amounts that you have not yet included in your salaries. It can be your, let's say, uh, uh, what they call it, travel allowances kind of things. All of those things can be added over here. Tanmay, you want to have a question? I think what I'll do is I'll pause here for questions for a couple of minutes before moving forward. Yes. So, yes, you'll have to unmute yourself. I'll just ask you to unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Just wanted to ask, can you go back to the previous question about the taxes? There was a question regarding that. So here, what all kind of taxes you mean? Because we pay very different taxes in our country in a various forms. So does that include our professional tax, our TDS, our advanced tax? I mean, the whole total amount of tax what we fill up in our computation. Is that the value we need to put here?
Yes, that's right. That's what you need to put. Of course, you do not need to put the GST because that's not what you are paying. That's being paid by the government. That's being paid by the business.
And the property taxes?
Property taxes as well. All the taxes need to go here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
So, and now see the suppose there is an issue again because they have always mentioned that you need to put your part of the contribution towards
Yes.
the taxes and your incomes or your properties. So if the property is shared, and if you mean that I need to put my property tax, so again it has to be the shared part of the property tax which I,
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly. You need to don't add the whole amount. If you're paying 1 lakh as property tax, but you own 50% of the property, just put 50%, like
That
50%.
exactly. Thank you. You answered my question. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh,
We can
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Yes. We have one more question from Srinu Babu. Please
Good
feel free
morning,
to
sir.
Good morning. Yes.
Actually, we are staying in Oman,
Okay.
okay? So
Okay.
Middle East, and here we don't have tax,
Yes, that's
okay?
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we are here from last 22 years.
Right.
So now my son is going to apply for the liberal arts colleges in US,
Okay.
colleges.
Yes.
So now, here what we have to declare as a non-tax or a tax filer, because
No.
we never pay tax here.
So you have to pay non-tax filer, and in the description, in the very last section where we ask you about special circumstances, you can mention that in Oman we are not required to pay any taxes. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. But
that is
one,
where you can do an explanation.
yeah, that is what. Okay. But I have one clarification here. I have trading in accounts in India,
Mm-hmm.
and we have some, the profits
Mm-hmm.
where I'm paying some tax. So do I need to declare that here?
You need to declare that. Yes, you should declare that because you will also declare that income. You will also declare the income that you're earning by trading the stocks in India. right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you are paying taxes on that income, you should include that. Yeah.
So then I have to what I have to select? I am a non-tax filer or a tax
So
filer?
tax filer, you mentioned tax filer because you're paying some kind of taxes. Because if you say non-tax filer, it might not ask you about, it might not ask you the tax related questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but since I'm staying here last 20 years, do I need to declare that in India trading and all?
Yes, you should. You have to, because see, different, see, this goes both ways. If you are under-reporting your income, if
Okay.
you're under-reporting your income, the colleges might feel that they are not ready to pay for the college, and the student might get declined. Do not
Okay.
under-report. Do not under-report your income. It's very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So which means if you are talking about all your incomes, which includes income in Oman plus income in India,
Okay.
which means you're paying some taxes in India, right? So
Okay.
mention yourself as a taxpayer and then talk about the taxes that you're paying on your income in India. Yeah.
But for need aware also, we have to declare full income, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Need
Okay.
aware. I didn't. So you cannot be need aware. The colleges are need aware or need blind. What you can be is if you need financial aid. If you need financial aid, absolutely include all incomes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So let me take now. I've taken two questions. Let me just move ahead a little bit, and then I'll come to the other following questions because there's still a lot to be covered. I just don't want to miss out on covering that part, and then I'll come to Soumya, Hitanshi, and Tanmayji for their questions. Okay, housing. Um, pay. The next question is: did you receive any allowances? Okay, we just saw that. Okay, now next part asks you about, do you expect a significant change in income in 2026 due to any of these factors, due to a new job or a job loss or a retirement or any of these changes? If you do expect, say yes in that, and then add your details, add your, explain what are the changes that you're expecting in your employment. So now it's asking about my dad's employment status. So my dad is employed by others, and then he also owns a business. So I selected both options. Now, first it's asking me about my dad's occupation. He's a software developer at TCS, has been working there for 10 years. What kind of retirement plan does he have? He has an employer-sponsored retirement plan, and many of us also have a state-sponsored or a civil service sponsored retirement plan. You can also add that. Uh, if you have NPS and all, you can select the plans to draw up social security upon retirement. Or you have, let's say, so NPS and all can come in your this one as well, 401k, but that is more specific to the US. You can, let's say, for NPS or for PPF, PF, EF, PPF, you can select the employer sponsored plan. Otherwise, for NPS and all, you can select the other type of plan. Yeah. Now, what is the current value of my dad's tax plan? So you would have to sum up or add all the, the NPS, PPF, EPF, all of this, and add that amount over here. Yeah. What they're trying to see is, do you have money for your retirement? Housing. Now they'll ask us about our housing. Do my mom and dad live in the same address? Yes, they live together. What best describes your housing situation? See, this is where I was telling you, if you own the house, whether you, even if you partially own it, say you own it, but if you live with your parents, if you live with your, let's say, grandparents, if the house is in the name of the grandparents, just say live with others. Yeah. Some of you might have housing provided by the employer. So mention that housing provided by employer. Home purchase year, price, current market price, total amount owed on the house. How much do you owe on that house? Are you paying EMI on the house? If yes, then add the EMI amount over here. Okay. It will give you one more opportunity to answer. In the next section, after a few sections, we'll also talk about your assets, about your residential properties and all. So you need to mention that as well. Yeah. Now, we'll talk about these three sections: household summary, child support, and expenses. In the household summary, the first question they'll ask you is how many dependents are there in the household? So apart from me, I have my brother and my grandmother as well. Yeah. My brother this year is in grade 10th. Next year he'll be in grade 11. Um, is he attending a private school? Yes. Will he also attend a private school in 2020 next year? Yes. Cost of attending his fees is 2 lakh rupees. Fees plus books plus supplies plus housing plus meals. So fees is about 1.5 lakhs and everything else is 50,000. Did he receive any scholarships? No. Total expenses paid by my parents is the same amount as this one. Of the total expenses, what was tuition? It can be it can be about 1 lakh or so. So some part will be tuition, everything else will be the living expenses, books and supplies and all of that. Did you receive child support uh, uh, in 2024? What child support means is that did your grandparents pay for the child? Did your uncle or auntie, chacha, chachi pay for the child in some way? Yes or no? How much money did you receive as child support? You can mention that over here. Did you pay for any child support? What paying for child support means is that sometimes we pay for our house helps child's education, for example. So that means you paid for someone's child support. So that is what you can mention over here. Expenses. Expenses is we'll talk about all the expenses that you have or you have incurred or this year or the previous year. Did you have any medical or dental expenses which were not covered by insurance? Yes or no? If yes, then only mention expenses which were more than 3% of your total income. If your income is 10 lakh, at least 30,000, if the expenses are more than 30,000, then you should mention yes over here. If the income is 1 crore, then if you had paid more than 3 lakh rupees, then you mention that over here. If you have paid 10,000 rupees, then don't mention that over here. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Did you take a loan or college loan? Let's say you have an elder child and you took a loan for that child. Yeah, if you took a loan, mention yes over here, and it will ask you like loan for whose education? Was it for mom's or dad's education, or was it for one of your child's or their siblings' education? And how much did you pay in 2024? How much loan is left now? Loan balance. Now they're asking about other expenses. See, they are very smart. They are sort of asking you about your income and expenses also in a very, very specific manner. How much did you pay for your water, electricity, phone, internet? So they can very clearly see that, okay, while they are saying their income is only, I won't say only, but let's say their income is 10 lakh, but then they're paying 1 lakh towards clothing and food. This doesn't add up nicely. You cannot, because those numbers don't match. Yeah. So you need to add the right kind of numbers over here. How much did you pay towards transportation, towards other expenses which are not listed? And then there can be salaries like house help salaries or some other kinds of salaries that you're paying. You can mention that towards other expenses. There are some other expenses which might not be covered. You need to mention that, and then you need to describe them over here. Okay, so now once again I'll pause and I'll let you ask questions. Soumya, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, I have two, three questions. First one is that what I can see you have mentioned here earlier, you said that we should choose the Indian rupees option, right? And but the way you have written here 240, it's in an American style, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, my second question that you said that you while filling Common App, we should put tick on the financial aid thing. But if the student is average, academically not that great, or even the profile is not that great, is that going to affect his admissions? Because he's asking and is going to be asking for financial aid, is going to be the liability for the
Yes.
college?
See, I'll answer that. The first part is about, I had mentioned it like that. See, I have no control about how it shows because it automatically, I can only add numbers and then the formatting is done by the form itself. That's why it's showing like that. Yeah. When you fill the form, you will see that the formatting is in the US style, in the thousand, million, billion style. It happens by itself. Number one. Second question. If you are looking for financial aid, say yes, because if you are accepted, you said no in financial aid, and now you got accepted, and now you don't have the funds to pay, then what's the whole point? What was the whole point of being accepted if you cannot attend it? So say yes if you are really looking for financial aid, whether or not it affects your chances of getting in. Because if you do get accepted because you said no to financial aid, but now they are charging you $100,000 per year, but that is not something we want to, let's say that is not something we can afford right now, and that would mean that we cannot go to that college. So then what was the whole point of getting that acceptance letter if we are not going there, right? Say yes is my clear response to it, irrespective of whether your profile is good, whether your profile is good, or whether it will affect your chances or not. Yes, it will affect your chances, but then what's the whole point of getting that offer letter if you cannot make it? Yeah. Okay. Next question. Let me take Diksha. Next question, please.
Devesh, one just quick clarification. In case of joint families, the common expenses needs to be divided and then put in?
Yes. But see, now let's say your the grandparents are dependent on you, for example. So add their expenses. Let's say now you have chacha, chachi, and all of those who are also taking care of the grandparents. Then you can split whatever arrangement you have within the family. You know, if the expenses are split or not, whatever is your real outflow, that is what you need to mention. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Hitanshi.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Sir, my first question is everywhere they are mentioning parents, parents, parents. So
yes,
parents means both husband and wife.
yes.
And if both are earning, so we have to combine both earning.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the first one. And secondly, uh, if my ITR is 10 lakhs, my wife
Hmm.
ITR is 10 lakhs,
Yeah.
and in the expenses we are consuming all 20 lakhs in full 1 year. As you know,
Yeah.
in Indian business families, it happens.
True.
So that will be a very mismatch then.
Yes. See, so then don't go by the ITR. Mention the real numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mention the real
So
numbers.
they won't ask for any proof.
No, if they ask you for the ITR, say that this much was the amount paid towards taxes, and this
Yeah.
much was the income through other sources. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay.
it's farm income, all of those, etc. Right? But
Yeah.
mention the income properly. Yeah. See, this doesn't go to the. Uh,
Yeah, I can understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Vinodji. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning. Uh,
Yes.
I just wanted to ask, I have a plan called Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana in my
Yes.
daughter's name.
Yes.
So should I show it in her assets, or
Her
should I
assets. Her
take it with
assets.
my assets only,
Her
or my
assets.
deposits only?
Yes, it goes in her assets because Sukanya Samriddhi, after 18 years, she is the owner of
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So Sukanya
Yeah, yeah.
Samriddhi goes in her assets, your daughter's assets, yeah?
Okay. And secondly, I was asking ki the regarding that sibling section.
Yeah.
So is there any college section also there or just school only? Because her sibling is
There is a
elder
college
to,
section as well. College section as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. It
And
will
the
ask you.
third,
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Thirdly, and the last question is ki the deposits in the PPF. Should I take them with the pension plan or can I show them with as my deposits also in the bank?
No, I would recommend you to show it as a pension plan, right? Because
Okay.
usually it's something which goes towards your retirement only, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So don't show it as
Okay,
deposit. Show it towards your retirement plan. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Thank you. That's all the questions.
Okay. Now I'll take couple more Gopit ji and then Tanmay ji, and then we'll quickly move forward to the remaining part. There is still some portion to be covered. It's 11:34. I want to just try and be quick.
Hello.
Gopit,
Morning, sir.
yes, please go ahead.
Sir, I just had two questions. First was like we have a joint family. So are all the earnings are considered under my grandparents' firm, my grandfather's firm, and all the expenses are gone through there. Like for suppose my Eklavis tuition fees, my elder brother's college, everything goes through there, and we don't show much income in our personal expenses. So, like, how are we supposed to manage that?
Okay, see, this is an interesting case. Many families have this kind of an arrangement. You can first of all, some portion of the business might be owned by your father, or some.
Actually, sir, it's a proprietorship firm. We do cotton trading, so it's a proprietorship firm which is under my grandfather's name, and we do.
And then you draw salary from there.
Yeah, like we report some amount of profits in each name of family members. Matlab, we divide the entire incomes according to taxes
Yes.
and put it separately under each family member's name.
So that is called as dividend income, right?
Yeah.
We can call it as a dividend income, and that is how you can mention that you will have an opportunity to share the dividend income, and you can also mention that you received, let's say, support from your grandfather towards child
Okay.
care, and this much support you received from grandfather towards your child care, and in the final section where you can explain circumstances, that is where you can also mention that um, that. This is how our business is operating, and that we do have funds, and then the grandfather is going to pay for the child's education. Okay.
And my second question was like due to some financial mishappening, my father isn't paying a large amount of ITR based income. So actually, I am paying my like I am brother of Eklave, so I have incomes. I am filing ITRs and I have mutual fund holdings under my name. So
Yes.
most of the questions previously I saw was income reporting of parents. So how am I supposed to report my income as a brother
Uh,
instead of my father?
you are the child's brother. I mean, the student's
Yes,
brother,
yes,
elder
yes.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can look at yourself as a sponsor. You are a sponsor for that child. Okay. Because mostly the payment should come from parents. You see, American system says that parents pay for a child's education at an undergrad level, but in Indian families it's a little different because elder bhaiya, elder sister also pays, and then sometimes chacha chachi also.
Extended family also pays sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can be a sponsor for that child, and then in the ITR it can be when in the CSS profile we can mention that elder brother is going to support the education. Okay.
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 Thank.
Quickly, final question, Tanmay, and then let's go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, but it's a very nice talk about all this. There are 3-4 questions, if you allow me, whatever amount you allow me. The first question is the market value as per the real estate. If you own the property of your own home, so they have asked about the market value. So in Indian context, the market value is totally different from the guideline value. So they have no, because nobody can there's no proof for it unless the bank gives it. Correct?
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So
See,
there is a lot of cash and there is a lot of check part. The guideline value has the check part, there is the cash part as well. So how do we consider and what
use
value
the
should we put?
See, let's say you paid for while you are purchasing the property, which probably could be many years ago, let's say, and then
Yes.
you paid some in cash and some in uh, uh, bank transfer, for example. Now, same way, whatever is the, say, you use the word white, whatever is the white value, you submit that. Okay.
Obviously, means whatever is on the registry, which is noted.
Whatever is in the registry is
But
what.
then they've asked another question: what is the current market value of your property?
See, I would say whatever is the right value you upload, you say that. If see, and irrespective of, see, you are not planning to
No, it
sell
will
it.
be. It can be two. Either it can be the exact market value what the purchaser wants to pay, or the guideline value which he will register in.
No, the value that the purchaser wants to pay, not the
Okay,
guideline value.
then that can be very huge and that can be
It-
very different from the registry value.
which is
Okay.
fine. Which is
Okay.
fine.
The
Yeah.
another question, what about HUF accounts? Because we have something called as HUF, which in the US doesn't understand. So do
Yes.
we need to include that as well, or there is because there is no because they don't understand what HUF is.
Yes,
So,
they don't understand it. And see, now in different cases, you can see how much of that account is for you and for you
okay,
to spend. If there
okay.
are 10,000 rupees in that account, and then you are sharing it with your brother, and there is an understanding that 50-50 will share, for example, then you can say 5,000 is your towards, is your value or your asset, and 5,000 is not for you from that. Yeah.
See, my HUF, I am the karta of my HUF with my wife and the two kids. So that's
Yes.
a HUF. And the HUF also runs a proprietorship firm where the HUF is the proprietorship of that firm. And
Okay.
where some clinic, I mean, because I am a doctor and there's my clinic practice goes in that. And I deposit all my amount in the HUF as a
Right.
proprietor.
So that then okay.
So
So
do I need to mention that into as in the business which I own kind of thing, or it's because it's not Tanmay Chaudhary who's owning it? It's Tanmay Chaudhary Karta who's owning the HUF, which is the owner of the proprietor of that HUF.
it goes as a
So
business then. It goes as a business.
okay,
Yes.
so I
Uh,
have to include that as well in the business part.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
have to
Yes,
mention that.
absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Let me take one quick question, Rupali, and then let's move ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Devesh.
Yes.
Uh, so some of our parents, what happens is they are not US citizens, but the child is.
Yes.
And though the parents have the social security number, and then one of the parent, he works as a diplomat in international organization.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they are not paying any taxes.
Okay.
So what should he should be like saying that I mean, so totally tax free for him.
See, they not paying taxes in any country or
No,
not in India?
see, they are staying in Mexico.
Okay, but and they probably have some bank, some account, some investments in India as well, right? If they are an Indian family, for example.
Yeah. They're Indian family, but staying in Mexico. And earlier they were staying in US. So the child was born in US, and then the family moved to Mexico.
Yes. So,
So
mhm.
in
See,
that case,
first of all, if they're not paying any taxes whatsoever in any country, then you can say that no taxes to report. Okay, there was
hmm
some option on that. Yeah,
hmm
and as far as the child is concerned, he is a US citizen, he or she is a US citizen. So, yeah, I think this CSS profile works well for US as well as for international students. All the questions mentioned here would be equally applicable to students who are US citizens versus those who are Indian citizens. Yeah,
no, if the parent is paying taxes in Mexico, so he has to report the taxes.
absolutely, absolutely. If they're paying taxes in Mexico, they have to
Yeah.
report it. Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Let's get going now. Let's talk about the next few sections, and these are shorter. Parents' assets, student income, and student asset. The real section which will take time is the parents' assets, where we will talk about what all assets do you own as parents in terms of businesses, farms, etc. And it will ask you about your, the current value, the past value as well. Assets in terms of cash and deposits, a straightforward question. It says 50 lakh rupees. See, it's not 5 lakh, it's 50 lakh. The zeros are mentioned in the American style, the millions and the billions style. Yeah. Do you have other investments? Do you own property other than the primary house? It's asking you, apart from the house where you are living, or your primary house, even if you're not living there, but you have the first house where you plan to live, let's say on retirement, but right now you're on a rental house and then you will be in your own house, for example. Complicated, but if you own two houses, then say yes. Assets which you own but are held in the names of children. See, this is where the Sukanya Samriddhi thing comes in. Yeah. Sukanya Samriddhi is right now within under my name, but 18 years later it will be under my daughter's name. So say yes over here. Yeah. Okay, next, it's asking you about your stocks, mutual funds, all of those things, investments in different kinds of things. What is the what is the current market value of investments? Yeah. What to include these things, what not to include, do not include house, business, farms, real estates. See, either you have to pay attention that these things are not to be included. If you include these things, this number might be much larger. If you own multiple houses, multiple businesses, multiple farms, this number becomes much larger. And then the whole calculation gets thrown off. So pay attention to what is to be included. Yeah. Number of businesses the parent owns and operates, farms, real estate properties. I'm not doing all of them, but let me take you through how real estate properties, how does it show you? A current value of this property is 1 crore, 1 crore. Amount owed on this property, how much loan is still there, 20 lakh rupees. Number of months per year this property is rented to others. If you rent that specific house to others, just say, let's say 12 months, 11 months, whatever it is, when was the property purchased, what was the purchase price of the property, and then read through all the information or all this description of that specific question. Yeah, same way, just like it asks you information about real estate, it will also ask you information about your businesses. What is the what is the, let's say, how many businesses you own? Then for the first business, what percent of it do you own? What is your yearly income through that business? What is your uh, what is your like the value of that business, your portion of that business? Yeah. So same way for business, farms, and real estate, those are the questions that you will need to answer. Okay, next is, see, I'm not taking you through the student income and student assets section because most students don't have any income or assets in India, but if they have, it can be filled the same way as we fill the parent information and asset section. Special circumstances is an opportunity for you to write whatever it is that you want to share with the colleges. It can be, it will be in the, you will have 2000 characters to write and to explain whatever circumstances are there, which would include change in employment, medical expenses, elder care, any extraordinary expenses that you might have. 2000 characters is not a lot, so write nicely, write properly. It's about 650 words, 600 words is what you can use to explain this. And finally, supplemental questions. Supplemental questions are questions which are specific to us, to the college. Sometimes when you add colleges, the colleges themselves will have unique questions. Like Northwestern asked me, which car do you own? I own a Hyundai Creta, which I bought in 2019. Of the amounts reported under the student assets. So I said the student has some assets. How much was provided by the parents? So उसमें से कितना पेरेंट्स ने प्रोवाइड किया था, सिंपल. And then that's it. Then we are ready to submit the CSS profile. You can review the profile, and finally you can say, okay, they will ask you for the proof of your taxes, bank statements, and any of their documents, and that's it. Then you will need to pay $25. $9 is the application fee, and then $16 per college, and then you can submit your CSS profile to that college. You were asking which institutions would accept the CSS profile. Here is the link, or simply search participating institution, CSS profile participating institution, and you can see this list, which will show you which colleges will accept the CSS profile. This section for international students is what you want to see. Which colleges would accept the CSS profile for international students? Before answering the questions, let me take a couple of minutes to talk with you about the Next Genius Scholarship Program and about FutureWise. I hope you found this workshop helpful. Now, before I take you through, I have some more important points that I'll take you through. But before that, I'll take a couple of minutes to talk about Next Genius and about FutureWise. The Next Genius Scholarship Program is a program where we connect high school students, Indian students or Indian students living abroad or Nepali students with scholarships to study abroad. We have, over the last 12 years, we have held almost 400 students win scholarships, and these students are now studying at some of the best institutions in US or in other countries, and some of them who have graduated are doing exceptionally well in their lives. The graduates are in the universities pursuing masters at places like Harvard, Columbia, Rice, and or they are working in places like Google, Meta, KPMG. Next Genius Scholarships changes lives of students. And if you are in grade 12, I invite you to apply for our scholarships on next-genius.com. Emerald Heights has the highest number of Next Genius scholars for any school. Almost 35 students from Emerald Heights have won our scholarships in the past. So it's a great opportunity for all of you to apply to us for scholarships on our website. Vanna ma'am is very well aware about how the program works. So just feel free to reach out to her if you have any questions. The second initiative that I recently started is called FutureWise. The world of tomorrow is going to be very, very different than today with AI, climate change, automation. The jobs of tomorrow will emerge quickly. At FutureWise, we are helping students learn these future skills through short, intensive, project-based programs. If you are in 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, I invite you to check out our programs on futurewise.com. These are short 1 week long programs on interesting topics like blockchain, cryptocurrency, robotics, automation, environment and sustainability, and more such very, very important and relevant topics. If you want to prepare your children for the future, you need to help them learn these new age skills. And FutureWise is designed to help students build these skills. What's interesting is that each program has a project that you need to create at the end of it. So there is learning through the small project. And second is students have an opportunity of publishing their projects. So if you're applying to colleges where you're looking about what have you published, you can publish your projects on FutureWise, and you can get a unique certificate which is shareable. You get a shareable certificate at the end of each program. So I invite you to check out FutureWise and have your students join some of our programs. Okay, important points. So it's almost been almost a little less than 2 hours, 1.5 hours now. Some things to take care of. As parents, start early. The CSS profile will open now in a few hours. So create your account. Use the child's college board account to complete the CSS profile. Be careful to submit the correct figures and the correct currency. The onus is on you. You have to make sure that all the information is entered correctly. Make sure you are not duplicating any information, duplicating any income. Sometimes if you have reported an income in one place, make sure you don't report it in the second place as well. Otherwise, your income or your assets will show as double. There is one section, there is one question where it asks you about mention all your incomes. That's the only place you have to add your full income, and then you have to enter the breakdown of everything. Do not report houses that you do not own but are owned by your parents and are willed to you. Yeah, because right now they own that house. Do not underreport your income or your expenses. Uh, some universities will ask CSS profile every year. There are some differences for divorced parents, custodial and non-custodial parents, which we can take up later in specific questions format. That's it. That's all I had to share with you today. Thank you so much. Once again, let me stop sharing my screen and try to take some of your questions now. Okay, so let me go in the order. Srinu Babu, first question. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yes.
See, in this CSS profile, in one column, they're asking the retirement plan.
Yes.
What are the asset? What are the amounts in the retirement? And one place, see, I have my retirement plan as an investment in the stocks. That is
Yeah.
my retirement plan. So
Okay.
there's one more column. What is the complete amount you have to specify in the stocks, investment, and all? If you
Yes.
scroll down, there's the stocks, mutual funds. There are so many things are given.
Yes.
So if I
I'll tell you.
mentioned,
Sorry, see,
yeah,
the stocks is not your retirement plan. Don't mention that under retirement plan. That
so
is
there's nothing.
in your mind, it is your retirement plan, which is great, but the colleges don't consider it as a retirement plan. So don't mention that unless it is specifically like a NPS kind of a thing. But if it is just like an investment, then treat it like an investment only. Don't mention
Okay,
it
so
under
no,
the
in
retirement plan.
retirement plan, we should not mention anything. We should keep zero.
If you do not have see, in India we have the PF, PPF.
My question is, let me tell you my question. Suppose I have a flat in somewhere, okay? So that I am mentioning in the assets.
Yes.
That I cannot keep it as a retirement plan.
No.
So this retirement plan, I should not keep any stocks or my assets.
No. Put
If
that.
If any money in the savings account or fixed deposit, I have to keep it, right?
You have to mention it under your assets, not under your retirement plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So retirement plan, we should not keep them in that case.
Unless there is a specific retirement plan that you have.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Okay.
Like government applies.
Oh. Yes.
Exactly. Okay.
Dhruv.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dhruv.
Yeah, I just had one very simple question, and it's that I guess the supplemental questions are going to be college specific, right? Because, for example, given that some of the universities that I'm applying to in my CSS profile, I only got the option to fill up to 17 sections.
Okay, yes. So yes, because some questions are dynamic, some sections are dynamically created. Yeah.
Okay,
So
perfect.
don't worry about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Soumya.
My last question would be, first of all, thank you so much. It was very informative session. My question is that you have mentioned don't understate and don't hide also kind of thing. So sometimes parents, they do ask like, what should be the, like say 10 crores or their monthly income. And they say that, or more than 10 crores. So they do ask this, that, what actual information as an N1 income also they don't want to show there what they're earning. So what is the right thing to be done?
The right thing is to report the right numbers. We are not reporting to the government right now. We are reporting to the college. Report the right numbers and see, it goes both ways. If you underreport, the colleges might feel this is not a viable candidate. This candidate does not have the right kind of funds. So it's, if they cannot pay, let's not accept them. Yeah. Report right numbers is what I always say. Don't try to game the system. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Pooja.
My question is, I have both PPF as well as NPS. So do I need to mention both in my pension, in my like retirement program, or can I use one of them as my asset?
See, I would recommend you to mention both on the retirement, but if you want to mention, let's say PPF under asset and NPS under retirement, that is also fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my one more question. If I don't want any kind of financial aid in form of loan or any other thing, do I need to fill this CSS?
Yes, absolutely. See, my question to you is, do you need aid and scholarship to pay for education?
Yeah,
So
I
then,
need.
yes, always say yes
Okay.
in
Okay.
are you look in the question about are you looking for financial aid? Say yes. Don't worry on whether it will reduce the chances of getting in. That's what students would say. No, but ma'am, if I fill that, the college might reject it. Well,
Well,
if
that's my concern.
yes, it will reject you. But then what's the whole point of getting in if you cannot pay for it? Right? That's my point. If the college is going to cost 4 crore and we said we don't need aid, but we actually need it,
Hmm.
then what's the whole point of being accepted if you cannot attend it? Yeah. Are we just trying to gather the acceptance letter that okay, let me get accepted and then later on we'll see how to pay for it? Because that's not how it should work. First, you have to think of whether we can pay for it or not. And then you when you get accepted, then you see, okay, this much is the aid, this is what I need to pay. Now let me just worry about this amount and not the full 4 crore amount or 3.5 crore amount. Yeah. Always say yes if you're looking for aid. Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe Devesh, can I add him? Jump
Yes,
in.
yes, ma'am.
Maybe if you feel, I'm just adding on to what Pooja is asking. Pooja, if you without any scholarship and aid of any college, and if you feel that the family is ready to pay that much, including additional expenses, travel, and so much hidden cost, only in that case you avoid filling the CSS. Right, David?
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, final question. Tanmay ji. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Devesh ji, for
Yes.
the informative meeting. Thank you, Vandana madam, for the opportunity to take that. This last few questions have been troubling you for quite some while. The values what we need to put somewhere they have mentioned as per your computation for the current last previous year which we have paid the tax for, which ends up in our way in Indian context at 31st March. So we need to put values as of 31st March, which
That's
has
right.
been, or because they have mentioned it current market value. So current market value could be as on 31st March, current investment value, it could be on 31st March, or it could be on today when we are filling up the form. So because they are different as
See,
far as investments are concerned.
as far as investments are concerned, if they're very, very different, then mention the latest value. Okay.
Correct.
If
And
they're
home
very
loan.
different, yeah.
And
Sorry.
as far as home loan is concerned, again, which value? Because the
Latest value.
outstanding today is different from what it was there on 31st of March.
Outstanding today.
Today.
Your portion of outstanding today. If it is on multiple family members, then what is for your portion of it? Yeah.
Okay, and then there is Dhruv's account as well. My son's account, who's the student who's applying.
Yes.
So he has some balance in his own account because we used to pay some amount in his account. So that has to be taken out of all the understandings because
That goes under the student asset section. So I did not show you the student
but
asset section.
he does, being a minor, he doesn't pay the tax, and those have to be considered in our computation. And so when we put our computation and documentation to them, when they ask for the documentation, it will be included in the values.
See, if you are showing, let's say Dhruv's account has, let's say 10,000 rupees right now, and you have not included that in your assets, right? You have paid taxes and all that is done. But in terms of assets, you have not included that in your assets, but you have included that in Dhruv's assets. So you have to include that somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Whether he's paying tax or that or not is a
No,
different
we
story.
are paying tax on it because he also gains interests in his account, and
Right.
we are, because we being a major, we pay the taxes on it.
Yes, yes. So it should be shown in his assets. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So that'll be Dhruv's asset. Fine.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so
Okay. Sarika.
Devesh, Sarika ma'am is Kashvi's mom. So just
Okay.
wanted to introduce you. Yeah.
Hi,
Okay.
Devesh.
Hi.
Just one
Hi.
question. I think most of it has been covered already. I just
Yes.
wanted to ask you if we can show a non-registered property. I mean, it's only on an agreement basis, a non-registered for something that we don't have a registry for. Can we show it and
You
how?
can. Yes. Yes. You can simply add it as one of your properties. No problem
All
with that.
right.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
if they ask you for an explanation, say this is not registered right now. We don't have the papers at this moment, but we own it. Yeah.
All right. And the ITR, the financial year should be just
The
confirming.
last one, 24-25.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, there is one Lakshmi Narayanji. Please go ahead. Lakshmi Narayanji. Yeah.
Let this be the last
Yes,
question.
let's close after
Oh.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, Devesh.
Good afternoon.
The session is very provided very helpful information. I
Thank
have
you.
one question to you. Do we have any provision to update any details after submission of the CSS profile?
Oh, that's a very important question. I didn't cover it, but yes, thanks for asking that. There is just one way to change any information. First of all, the CSS profile gets submitted to all colleges as the same thing. You cannot change it after submitting to one college and say, "Nahi, for this college I'm submitting these values, for the other college I'm submitting other values, third college I'm submitting third values." The profile is standard for all the colleges. You cannot change it. If there is some error that you see somewhere, you have to write to them and say, I want to request and change this one value. You cannot change like the whole thing and say, oh, I have to change everything. So that's why submitting it properly and nicely is important. Same profile will go to the same all the colleges. You can't say that for this highly desirable college, I will say I don't need aid and let me submit all my assets and everything so that it looks like I can pay 4 crore. And then for this less desirable college, let me try for bigger aid. Doesn't work like that. We cannot change. Yes. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Devesh. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I think let's close now. Vanda ma'am, thank you so much for having me. I'm always.
We should all be thanking you so much. You've given us wealth of knowledge today, which was much needed. Thank you so much, Devesh. Over to
Thank you.
Kashvi for a formal closing.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Devesh, sir, and the team for taking the time to be with us today. Your session was truly insightful and helped us understand the CSS profile and financial aid process so much better. We'd also like all the parents who joined, the teachers and counselors from various schools, and all the students for being such an engaged audience. On behalf of everyone here, thank you once again, sir, for sharing your time, experience, and inspiration with us. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.